Chapter 1. The Arrival. The grinding sound of metal bars slamming shut reverberates through the dimly lit corridor as Javi takes his first tentative steps into the maximum security prison. The cold concrete floor sends chills through his spine, and he fights the overwhelming sensation of vulnerability. This is it, he thinks, recalling the vibrant colors of his past life as an artist, now a distant memory overshadowed by the stark reality before him. Other inmates emerge from the shadows, each with their own stories etched on their faces. A former teacher, eyes hardened but still intelligent. A wrongfully convicted mechanic, his spirit unbroken yet burdened. A teenage gang member brimming with defiance, masking a deep-seated fear. Javi listens closely, the snippets of their lives intertwining with his own. In this claustrophobic environment, hope feels fragile, but he senses an unspoken bond taking root among them, one that may lead to redemption amidst the darkness. Chapter 2. Fear and Vulnerability. As Javi lay on the cold metal bed in his small cell, shadows danced eerily under the faint glow of the overhead light. The muffled sounds of distant shouting seeped through the concrete walls, amplifying his sense of isolation and fear. Memories of his life before prison surged, his vibrant art studio, the laughter of friends, the warmth of family, now replaced by the stark reality of concrete and steel. On his first night, echoes of footsteps permeated the silence, hinting at unseen dangers. Rivalries swirled like whispers in the air, creating an atmosphere thick with tension. Javi's heart raced at every sound. He was acutely aware of the precarious balance of trust among the inmates. Would he be seen as a target or a potential ally? In this world of uncertainty, the greatest challenge lay not just in surviving, but in overcoming the vulnerability that accompanied his new reality. Chapter 3. The Daily Grind. As dawn breaks in the bleak confines of the prison, the clang of metal doors signals the start of another monotonous day. Javi, like his fellow inmates, is swept into the rigid routine of prison life. Collective meals served on plastic trays, physical training that feels more like punishment, and endless hours of silence punctuated only by whispered conversations. The cacophony of shuffling feet and clinking utensils underscores the emerging tensions among the factions vying for power within the prison walls. Navigating this daily grind, Javi grapples with the struggle of maintaining his identity amid an environment designed to deprive him of it. Memories of his colorful past as an artist clash sharply with the stark reality of his surroundings. Each day becomes a battle against dehumanization, forcing him to cling to the fragments of who he once was, while trying to avoid the dangers that lurk within these unforgiving walls. Chapter 4. Trust and Camaraderie. As days in the prison blur together, Javi begins to forge unexpected friendships with fellow inmates. In the cramped cell block, they share whispered conversations and stolen moments of laughter, finding solace in each other's company amidst the harsh reality of their surroundings. One chilly afternoon, a fight erupts between rival factions, shattering the fragile peace. Javi's heart races as he watches friends scramble for safety, understanding the high stakes of prisoner alliances. In the wake of the chaos, a sense of solidarity emerges. Javi and his new friends gather in a quiet corner, exchanging stories of their lives outside these walls. With each shared experience, their bonds deepen, helping them cultivate trust in a place designed to strip away humanity. Through acts of small kindness, passing a hidden cigarette or sharing an extra ration of food, they learn that loyalty can bloom even in the most desolate of environments. Chapter 5. Storytelling Circle. The atmosphere inside the prison shifted as the inmates gathered for the unique storytelling program, a rare moment of vulnerability amidst the harshness of their surroundings. Javi, a mixture of excitement and anxiety coursing through him, took his place in the circle. His voice trembled slightly as he shared the story of his rise as an artist, only to fall into the darkness of fraud. The room listened intently, the weight of his words hanging in the air. Then it was Sam's turn. He recounted the anguish of being wrongfully convicted, his dreams smashed by a system that failed him. As he spoke, emotions rippled through the group, igniting discussions about justice, identity, and the pain of separation from family. Each story became a thread in a shared tapestry, reinforcing the bonds of empathy and hope. Moments like these were rare, reminding them all of their humanity, even in chains. Chapter 6. Empathy in Adversity. In the dim light of the common room, laughter mingles with somber sounds as inmates gather for their storytelling circle. Each voice, once silenced by shame and regret, now shares a raw, unfiltered truth. Javi listens intently as a fellow inmate recounts the pain of losing a child, a wound that time hasn't healed. The air thickens with heartache and understanding, creating a bond that transcends their individual stories. As Sam, the mechanic, shares his struggle for justice, his words spark a collective anger against a flawed system. Empathy flows like a river, washing away the walls of distrust that once defined their relationships. Each story becomes a thread, weaving a tapestry of shared experiences, reminding them that they are more than their pasts. They are brothers in adversity. In this sacred space, vulnerability becomes a source of strength, igniting hope and fostering a communal spirit that begins to reshape their identities. Chapter 7. Seeds of Change, Art Therapy. The atmosphere in the art therapy room buzzed with creativity and the sounds of brushes gliding over canvas, pencils scratching against paper, and the soft rustle of inspiration taking shape. Javi sat at a worn table, a palette of colors before him, as he began to pour his emotions into his artwork. Each stroke became a release, a reflection of the pain and regret etched deep within him. As he painted, he felt the heaviness of his past slowly lifting, replaced by a flicker of hope. Other inmates joined him, their creative expressions transforming the room's somber energy. Together, they shared stories of heartbreak, dreams, and healing, revealing layers of vulnerability. Javi's newfound passion ignited a spark in his fellow inmates, encouraging them to confront their demons and envision brighter futures. In this sanctuary of creativity, walls crumbled and camaraderie flourished as the seeds of change began to blossom within the confined space. Chapter 8. In the dimly lit room of the art therapy program, the air crackles with unspoken words and concealed emotions. While some inmates eagerly express their creativity, others remain in shadows, hesitant to share their inner turmoil. Javi observes his fellow inmates, noting those who struggle to find their voices, men like Carlos, who hides behind a stoic facade, and Malik, whose past haunts him like a ghost. As brushes stroke canvas in harmony, a palpable tension fills the room. Vulnerability stands at the edge, waiting. Javi's heart aches for those who yearn to speak but fear judgment. Through gentle encouragement from teammates, a breakthrough occurs. Malik finally shares his story, his voice trembling yet powerful. The camaraderie fosters a sense of safety, showing how connection can ignite healing. In this moment, the silence breaks, revealing that every voice matters, and each story is a step towards freedom, both within and beyond prison walls. Chapter 9. Dreams and Regrets. As the sun sets behind the prison walls, casting long shadows along the concrete, the inmates gather for a session of reflection. Javi listens intently, as each man takes turns sharing his deepest dreams alongside the regrets that haunt him. The mechanic Sam speaks of his childhood dream to own an auto shop, now replaced by the grim reality of wrongful conviction. His voice trembles, weighed down by what could have been. Javi pours his heart into his art piece that encapsulates his fleeting youth, a vivid canvas depicting vibrant streets and carefree laughter, starkly contrasting his current surroundings. I wanted to be a voice for the unheard, Javi admits, his vulnerability resonating deeply in the room. The momentum shifts, and each story shared becomes a thread in their collective tapestry, revealing that amid shattered dreams there's an undeniable potential for growth. In this shared moment of honesty, the seeds of hope take root. Chapter 10. Preparing for Parole. The atmosphere in the prison is charged with anticipation as parole hearing day approaches. Javi feels the weight of his past pressing down on him, mingling with a flicker of hope. In common areas, inmates gather, voices low but intense, sharing their fears and expectations about their futures. Javi meticulously prepares his visual presentation, trying to encapsulate his journey through art, the mistakes, the consequences, and the vision for a better life. Each brushstroke on his canvas feels like a plea for redemption, a chance to prove he is more than his past convictions. Nervous energy fills the air with whispers of what if haunting every mind. As they discuss potential outcomes, Javi reflects on the stakes, freedom or another year behind bars. In this moment of collective uncertainty, the bonds of friendship deepen, amplifying their shared resolve to face whatever awaits them. Each man holds the fragile thread of hope tightly, knowing it could slip away in an instant. Chapter 11. Letters from Home. In the dimly lit common area of the prison, the air is thick with anticipation as Javi sits among his fellow inmates, clutching a handful of letters. The rustle of aged paper fills the silence as he begins to read aloud, the heartfelt words transporting them beyond the confines of their cells. Each letter serves as a lifeline, messages of love and encouragement from family members, reminding them that they are not forgotten. Javi's voice cracks as he reads a passage from his mother, expressing pride mixed with sorrow, recalling countless memories of his childhood and the dreams he once had. The emotional weight of the letters resonates deeply, offering a moment of solace amid despair. His fellow inmates listen intently, some wiping away tears as they reflect on their own families. In that small space, the power of connection and the enduring support from home spark glimmers of hope, igniting the belief that redemption may still be possible. Chapter 12. Hearing Day. The prison buzzed with an electric tension, a palpable mix of hope and dread as parole hearing day arrived. The sound of shuffling feet echoed in the corridors, accompanied by whispered prayers and anxious murmurs. Javi stood outside the hearing room, his stomach churning as he clutched his carefully crafted presentation, a powerful visual montage of his journey through art and redemption. Each brushstroke on the canvas was a testament to his transformation, a plea for a second chance. As he entered the room, the starkness of the walls felt suffocating. The panel of officials sat, their expressions unreadable. Javi took a deep breath, presenting his story with raw honesty, revealing the man he once was and the man he aspired to be. The outcomes varied. Some inmates celebrated newfound freedom, while others faced the crushing weight of prolonged incarceration. The air was thick with emotions, the soundtrack of struggling hopes and the bittersweet realization that the path to redemption was jagged and uncertain. Chapter 13. Life After Bars. As the heavy gates swung open, a rush of sunlight flooded Javi's eyes, a stark contrast to the dim confines he'd known for years. The world outside felt overwhelming, each sound sharper, each face a reminder of what he had lost. Javi stepped into his new reality, grappling with the stigma that clung to him like a shadow. His first encounters with family were bittersweet. The joy of reunion was laced with the tension of unspoken words and expectations. He found himself walking on eggshells, trying to rebuild trust while battling his own insecurities. Meanwhile, he reached out to fellow inmates who had also been released, sharing stories of their struggles. They spoke candidly about finding jobs, dealing with societal perceptions, and the aching desire for acceptance. Each encounter revealed the tenacious spirit of those striving against the odds, unveiling the fragility yet strength found in the pursuit of a second chance.